guys, I'm going to show you how to use a curling iron with a clamp today. I know a lot of clients have asked me to teach them how I curl their hair, or just friends have asked me how I curl my hair, and I almost always use a curling iron that does have a clamp on it. I know a lot of people will take an iron like that and just kind of wrap their hair around it and pretend like the clamp isn't there, which is a totally fine thing to do. It just gives you a different look. So the iron that I use on myself is a 1.5 inch iron, and I just use a Conair iron, so drugstore iron. It's a little bit cheaper than buying a professional one. I think the iron that I have was about $25, so it's really reasonable, and I think it works just as great as a professional iron. So this is the iron that I use right here. And if you had shorter hair, you're going to want to use an iron that has a smaller barrel. So I would say if you have hair that's shoulder length or shorter, I would use probably a 1 inch iron. And the reason for that is if you have shorter hair, you just don't have as much hair to wrap around a bigger barrel, so the curl won't come out as great. So the one important thing that you really want to remember when you're using a curling iron with a clamp is that you always want to roll the barrel so that you're going with the clamp and never against it. So right now I'm about to go against the clamp, and that's going to leave a line in your hair. So I'm just gonna curl this first section of hair before I speed things up, and I'm gonna curl my whole head going away from my face. So you're just gonna wanna take your curling iron and make sure that that clamp is going away from your face when you're rolling that barrel. And as I'm curling, you'll notice that sometimes I'm getting all of my ends into the curling iron, sometimes I'm leaving just a little bit out, or sometimes I'm leaving more out. And that's just because I want to have not really a perfect look. I don't necessarily want it to look messy, but I don't want all of my curls to look exactly the same. And while this is sped up, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the two products that I used in my hair today. I used Amika the Wizard and KMS Hair Play Dry Shampoo. The Wizard is an oil that's a really light oil. It's also a heat protectant, so it's kind of like 2-in-1. It helps add some shine to your hair, make it softer, and it protects your hair from the heat of the curling iron. And the dry shampoo I used, my hair was clean today, but I couldn't find my texturizing spray that I like to use, so I used this dry shampoo as a texturizing spray. And what I did is I just sprayed it towards the ends of my hair a little bit. It kind of just helps to break up the curls, make your hair a little bit grittier. And I also sprayed it a little bit towards my root. I like to use something that adds a little bit of texture to my clean hair, just because when it's so soft it kind of just falls and it doesn't have much body. Once I'm done curling my whole head, I'll just take my curling iron, touch up any piece that I feel needs to be touched up. I'll also take the iron and just go over some of the ends and just straighten them out a little bit, just to give it a little bit more beachier look. And then I also run my fingers through, take a comb if I need to, and just loosen up the curls.